Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and Argentina's flag trunks. His official weight, 175 pounds. En 25 combats, il a 23 victoires, 15 par KO. His professional record consists of 23 victories, 15 coming by way of knockout in 25 bouts. Mesdames et messieurs, le champion d'Argentine, the reigning light heavyweight champion of Argentina, de La Plata, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Damas y caballeros, le campeón de Argentina, Ezequiel, el Olímpico Maderna. Son adversaire, dans le coin bleu, porte la culotte bleue et rouge et pèse 174,2 livres. Across the ring, his opponent fights out of the blue corner, wears blue with red trim. He tipped the scale at 174.2 pounds. En 9 combats, il a 9 victoires, toutes remportées par KO. His professional record stands at a perfect 9 victories, all of them coming by way of knockout in 9 bouts. L'aspirant numéro 2 IBF, numéro 4 WBA, numéro 4 WBO et numéro 6 WBC. Il est l'actuel champion NABA. He is the reigning, defending, and undefeated NABA light heavyweight champion. De Montreal, from Montreal, Dame Gaspada, Artur Beterbiev.
Before that, I mean, his last 4 fights at 168 pounds, and half of his career, Maderna that is, at super middleweight. While Beterbiev has never been below 174 pounds. So we basically have a light heavyweight, Beterbiev, versus a super middleweight, a blown up super middleweight in Maderna, who, by the way, and this is kind of inexplicable, the heaviest of his career, obviously, for Maderna tonight. Both fighters dealing with inactivity. Beterbiev been off for a year. We heard about that. Maderna been off a little over a year, almost 13 months. For me, the inactivity's got to hurt Maderna a little bit more because he depends on, as you can see, different skill sets, movement, reflexes, timing. You know, Beterbiev depends more on strength, straight ahead, forward motion, and power. And usually that is not eroded by time off.
Add up to only 26 rounds of boxing with the 9 knockouts so far.
Beterbiev, both fighters feeling it out a little bit. Beterbiev, for me, he's got to start doing a little of that feeling out to the body. You've already gotten a peek at Maderna. He's going to use those wheels a little bit, those legs a little bit to keep you off balance. No better way to slow that down than to take a little air out of the tires and go to the body. For me, I would think the corner of Beterbiev would have instituted that into the fight plan. Jab really important here for Beterbiev. You know, it should be used by
utilized
Maderna.
it well there.
Yeah, it should be used by Maderna, the taller guy, to keep the stronger guy on the outside. He's not using it. The shorter guy, Beterbiev, the aggressive guy, using that jab. A lot of people don't think it's as important for the aggressive guy. They think, well, he's going to throw the hooks, he's going to throw the power shots. The other guy, Maderna, needs to use that jab to keep space, but no, that's not true. That's why Tyson was good when he was good. When he was young, he used that jab and stabilized a lot of the taller guys. And right now, Beterbiev stabilizing Maderna.
Looking forward to that. Saturday, June 25th, Thurman and Porter. Obviously, Teddy, 2 guys who we have been around a lot throughout their careers, calling their fights. Should be a good one.
Yes, sir. I think that Thurman might be the most athletic fighter right now in the sport of boxing. Of Thurman, the pure ability, kind of like we talked about Ali a little bit, the pure ability of Thurman versus the grit, the mental toughness.
Oh, dangerous position right there for Maderna. And Beterbiev came chopping down on the back of his head.
Who has been a bigger man throughout his career. You know, he started as a bigger man, junior middleweight, and I'm just wondering if he can use that size. Interesting fight. And this one's getting a little more interesting right in front of us. As Beterbiev, you know, again, I always talk about geography, right, Joe? Beterbiev starting to get that geography he wants, in close, where he can touch Maderna to the body, use his size, use his physical strength advantage.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
Mark Ramsey and Russ Abner want Beterbiev to make Maderna move to his right to close off the exit towards his left, and more importantly, start working the body.
He's working more on the inside, as Teddy noted. There he comes chopping down with a right hand against Maderna.
The shorter guy, the guy you don't always expect to jab from, but very important. Neutralizes the guy who's trying to box on the outside, takes away his pot shotting ability, stabilizes him, controls him a little bit, and then you close the ring down, you shut it down a little, you start to shrink it a little bit, and then you go to the body. That's the plan if I'm in the corner of Beterbiev.
Beterbiev threw 41 jabs in that first round, according to CompuBox. Let's look at the jabs thrown so far this round. He's 7 of 23 thrown.
Most fights for Maderna have been in Argentina. This is his first fight in North America, Canada.
Coming to the end of round number 2 here in Montreal. And as we continue to pay tribute to the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, and we have talked so much in the course of the past 24 hours. I think for many of us who have made this sport their career, we're always sizing up the pound-for-pound list, the greatest heavyweight of all time. I just don't know that the society we're in right now and where sports is capable of even producing a Muhammad Ali.
Point well taken.
Round 3 here of our main event was out of action because of the shoulder injury.
I just mentioned real quickly, there's no arguing the greatness of Ali. There was a great heavyweight named the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis.
I completely agree with you.
That second fight with Max Schmeling, when the whole world was watching, when Nazi Germany was raising their ugly head with Hitler behind it and threatening to take over the world. And there's Joe Louis fighting in Yankee Stadium, outdoors in Yankee Stadium against Schmeling and the President of the United States. You talk about pressure, these people nowadays, kids nowadays talk about pressure. The President of the United States calls Joe Louis and said, you gotta win this, Joe, for the good guys.
Because of it being Frazier Ali, that was maybe the greatest spectacle, but undoubtedly the fight that you just referenced was the most significant of the last century. As Beterbiev comes clocking in with a right hand, and then another short punch scores the first knockdown of his night.
Spit out that mouthpiece, gives him some extra time here. Gives him a little extra time. He's getting an extra 10 seconds here. So either he's starting to submit a little bit, we'll find out in a moment, or he's being really smart and he just bought himself 10, 12, 14 seconds to recover.
And that's exactly what happened. There's another right hand that comes in as he chases him down here at the end of the 3rd round.
Now the referee's gonna have to warn him and take a point away. There he goes.
And that's exactly what's happening. As Marlon Wright deducts the point for twice spitting out the mouthpiece.
Now there's the belt. And here comes the first one. Beterbiev gets in close. And there's the looping right hand around the glove. The glove's up, you go around the glove with that looping shot. The last shot really not much, it was the first one. And again, same punch, the right hand around the glove. And you wonder how much is physical, how much is mental. Yes, Maderna's being hurt, but he's being discouraged too. And you wonder if he's starting to give in.
3rd time he has now been down. The heavy-handed Artur Beterbiev on the hunt.
Now Maderna has a way of getting out of here. If he wants to get out of here without getting hit, he could spit that mouthpiece out. Don't think fighters don't do it. Sometimes they find tremendous ways to overcome, and sometimes they give in.
4th knockdown score. Look at Maderna, he's waving into his corner. He's saying, I've taken enough. He wants the towel thrown in. And here comes his corner into the ring. As Maderna gives way.
The winner of this battle by TKO, and still undefeated NABA light heavyweight champion, Artur